When I see Richardson and Elaine Thompson, they remind me of my late wife. Al Joyner said, "They're going to get close to the record because they're seeing it as attainable." For more than 3 decades now, sprinters have been chasing the record cemented next to the name Florence Griffith Joyner. Al Joyner, Flo-Jo's husband, has said he wouldn't be surprised if the records soon fall. In fact, he actually thought it would happen in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which was pushed to a year later because of the pandemic. But as you know, it didn't happen. And so, Al thought it could perhaps happen by the next time everyone gathers for the next Olympics, which is in Paris in 2024. What's more, he believes that if that finally happens, it won't bother Flo-Jo in the least. I remember she once told me, "I never want anybody to be like me, I want them to make bigger footsteps than me," Al Joyner said in an interview. That was always her dream. Flo-Jo, with her iconic long nails painted bright and wearing a flashy purple one-legged bodysuit, was a blur of neon blazing down the track at the 1988 Olympic trials as she competed in the 100 meters. She stunned the crowd and shocked the announcers when her time of 10.49 came.
Devers is in lane 4, lane 1 is open, and quickly, Florence Griffith Joyner blowing away the field in a 10.49, wind aided 10.49.
Fast-rising track star Sha'Carri Richardson is believed to share a lot of similarities with the legendary Flo-Jo. American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson has a similar burst from the blocks as Flo-Jo. What's more, she shares the same sense with Flo-Jo as well. In fact, Richardson wore her hair in a vibrant orange to represent flames at the U.S. trials for the Tokyo Games because of a marijuana suspension soon after winning the trials. Some think that Richardson might be the one to eclipse the mark one day soon. In fact, Vogue had labeled Sha'Carri Richardson as the Flo-Jo of our time. As you all know, the world record of 10.49 by Florence Griffith Joyner remains unbroken for 3.5 decades now. Although Richardson wasn't able to break that record in Budapest, she is now tied for the title of 5th fastest woman over 100 meters in history. Sha'Carri Richardson took home the 100-meter gold in her debut at Track and Field's World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary. Richardson's blazing time of a 10.65-second run came from the outside in lane 9. The time was a world championship record and personal best for the 23-year-old. Notably, Richardson took 0.02 seconds off the previous best set by Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce last year. Not only that, Richardson's remarkable run was an unprecedented performance, as no one has ever won the title after making a final based on time instead of auto-qualifying. What's more, Richardson is the first American 100-meter world champion in 6 years. Before Richardson, the late Tori Bowie was the last U.S. sprinter to bring home the 100-meter gold from the Worlds in 2017. That win was also a stunning upset of dominant Jamaican sprinters Shericka Jackson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who finished 2nd and 3rd. She was more than capable of running 10.65, we knew that, said Sha'Carri's agent, Ronaldo Nehemiah, who is notably a former world-class sprinter and hurdler himself. "We just knew that running it on the biggest stage in the world is a lot harder than just saying it." Nehemiah added, "I'm just so proud of her because a year ago we were light years away from a full package of being able to compete at this level, and she's put in the work." After Sha'Carri became the fastest woman in the world at the 2023 Track and Field World Championships, she sat in a post-race press conference that in some ways was as entertaining as her sprint. There, Richardson, who doesn't often speak to the media, showed why she is one of the strongest, fiercest, take-no-mess American athletes. Moreover, she is also unapologetically black. As you all know, in today's society, black women are often asked to behave with a certain level of timidity. They can neither talk too loudly nor be too good. Like I said, this is something we've seen happen to numerous black women athletes, most notably with Venus and Serena Williams. However, Richardson will have none of it. She's herself and doesn't care what other people think. That kind of mindset is extremely powerful, which you can see almost radiate off her during that press conference. If you take away the black in front of the woman and another woman reacts the same way, it's not considered as sassy, aggressive, Richardson said last year. The 23-year-old Dallas native is part of an emergent generation of black women athletes who are showing up unapologetically as their full selves. As they should, they are not interested in living the way they are told to do. They are ever evolving, growing, and creating space in sport for their humanity. It almost seems like we have to be superheroes, Richardson said, referring to black women. It's just irritating because you take away the abilities, you take away the speed, you take away the talent, and we're still human. That said, Richardson is very proud to be among prominent black women athletes and fiercely celebrates black womanhood. She shared that her mission is to advance black excellence, regardless of nationality. Unsurprisingly, she was seen sharing hugs, smiles, laughs, jokes, and podiums with her fiercest rivals while preaching unity and positivity. Speaking of which, it is no secret that Sha'Carri Richardson and Shericka Jackson are very strong competitors on the track, and they both know it. Each of them is aware of how strong a competitor the other is. They may hate each other's guts on the track, whether during or after the race, but it stays there. At least that's what we know and see. In fact, at the 2023 Miramar Invitational, the two shared a heartwarming moment that didn't escape the fans' attention. There, fans captured the athletes sharing a happy moment. In a viral video, fans captured Richardson and Jackson smiling at each other before going in for a hug. They laughed while the Jamaican patted the American on her head before walking away. It is worth noting, though, that they weren't competing against each other at the time, which supports my earlier premise that they hate, and I use the term loosely, each other only on the track. Outside of it, they're just two sprinters who share a lot in common: their love for the sport and the shared understanding of the challenges they face as an athlete. Their encounter at the Miramar Invitational made the fans' hearts happy. One even said, "A queen sees another queen." That is true to an extent. After all, only one of them can truly emerge as the queen on the track, as there can only be one first placer, obviously, but outside the track, they are both indeed queens. After winning the 100-meter race at the Worlds, she said that the most important cause she's embracing is herself. "It's always been my time, but now it's my time to actually do it for myself and the people that feel like me, the people that look like me, and the people that know the truth about themselves as well. I represent those people." In a world where black girls are so often disposable, where grace is rare and growth not always allowed, a large part of the exuberance of watching Richardson win is the celebration of watching someone descend into the valley and make it back out again, true to themselves and on their own terms. But make no mistake, Richardson is still boisterous. She is still confident, and she is still rocking long nails and colorful hair. Hopefully, she stays that way. Her friend Noah Lyles is as vocal as her, which makes him as controversial as Sha'Carri. Watch this to see for yourself.